Right.
British Grand Prix is as predictable.
Hopefully, people can hear and see me. This is going to be very, very different, so I will wait as usual to see if people can see me, if people can hear me. I'm going to look at my phone so I can see the chat. And I think it is working. Fingers crossed. Just spam the chat if you can hear me with yo or something like that.
And Timon did it though. He became the first one. He's leading the championship.
Right.
Things are looking great for him. He's past the halfway point of the season and in control of
screen
the
stretch. Yep, we stretch the screen a little bit because on the stream there's some black bars, so you have to kind of make it work. But yeah, we will try and make it work. Right. All looks good. Nice, nice, nice. So, we are here for Watch Along. I got inspired by this idea by Josh Idawu, who will be racing tomorrow in PEC. So, I don't know if he's doing his Watch Along. If he is, make sure you do it. I know a lot of people have been starting to do it, so I really have nabbed the idea and just jumped on the bandwagon pretty much. So make sure you respect those guys, make sure you watch them as well. And we are just going to watch a league race rather than me doing a league race, because it's stressful doing a league race and it's going to be nice to watch these guys sweat it out. We've got Keeden Lutz, Antoine, Zach Oates, Connor Muir, Jonas, Thibaut, Brown, before it goes off. A lot of these guys we race with on a regular basis, so it's going to be good. I'm going to read your chat down here, so if you want to ask me anything, then just let me know. If you want me to change the volume, I've put it on low volume for the stream. Let me know if you want me to raise it, because I can really raise it if I want to, but let me know if you want it to go up even more. So yes, Josh is a burger. Nice one. Nice, nice, nice.
Then just into Silverstone. I mean, it's a really, really legendary track. Pretty much.
Yeah, I will be watching. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow because I just want to watch the Xbox guys, because this is the platform that I race on. So I want to see how these guys do. We've got Silverstone and Spa, and yeah, should be decent. Should be decent. It's nice actually watching a race without actually doing it, because trust me, streaming and doing a race is very, very stressful. You cannot relax. Yeah, I'll probably turn it up once the racing actually gets going. So cool, cool, cool. Top 3 prediction. I think round here, I'd say probably Antoine, Keeden, and I need to look at the names again. Probably I would say Lefted. That's going to be my top 3 around here today. Challengers, I might have a crack at it next year. Next year I might have a crack at it, even though I won't be driving in esports again, because there's just so much time needed to do that, and I just don't have the time to do it. I'll probably have a crack at it, but we will see. We will see.
Just really an incredible guy, and yeah, absolutely well deserved. And
yeah, I race a lot of these guys on PC, or not PC, on Xbox, like in leagues all the time, like WOR, TSRL. It'd be good to see JQB in this next year. A lot of other people like Felipe stuff as well. I don't know if Felipe's old enough yet. It'd be really good to see them. There's a lot of upcoming people who are very, very good at the moment. So it's going to be interesting. Brand this track is a 25%. It's a short quali, and then it's a 25%. I think Parc Ferme is on, unlike in Pro Esports or Pro Series where Parc Ferme is off, because there's a gap between quali and the race. There's actually a completely different session. So if you qualify pole in esports on softs, then you can start on mediums, whereas here you're going straight from the quali to the race. So unfortunately you can't do that, because I would say medium and pit early for softs is quite a good strategy around here. But I think there's quite a good chance it's going to be rain, because it always seems to be rain at Silverstone in qualifying, so be interesting.
F1 games where you had the free use DRS in qualifying sessions and stuff like that, and it was scary in pixel format, never mind in real life.
Yeah, life in Newhouse is good, man. Life in House is good. It's really, really good. Really happy with the setup I've got going on at the moment, which I will be doing a tour of very, very shortly. But yeah, man, it's good. I'm really enjoying it so far. Racing my old house was just a completely different experience, so still adjusting to life here. It's very, very weird for me, but so far really enjoying it. So thank you very much.
Really for its high-speed corners, such as that Maggots and Beckett's complex, which of course means you've got to have a lot of aero.
Yeah, I think JKB's like 14 years old or something like that. So
you've got Cop's corner, which in qualifying drivers will be
yeah, PS4 had rain yesterday. PS4 that was quite interesting because they had rain in qualifying, and then a lot of people started on mediums and softs. The one-shot quality at Spa, that's going to be really tough. So yeah, one shot is pretty much how much you want to risk on that, pretty much. The grip is, I think it's the least amount of grip you get in a qualifying session. For it's one shot, then it's short quali. No, it's one shot, Q1, Q2, short quali, and then Q3 is the fastest. That's what I know.
As well, and absolutely ruin your race. And with
nope, living with my girlfriend now, so.
As well, any small mistakes can be quite punishing.
Kane Taylor, what's up from man? How's the new rig treating you? New rig is awesome, man. Yeah, just to get used to it again. The screen is just so much closer. That's probably like the thing I need to get used to the most. But the wheel and pedals are the same. Seating position is pretty much the same. So it's really just the force feedback feels quite different. If you have like really stiff rig, then it feels completely different. So
hi, I'm Lewis Hamilton, and this is a lap of Silverstone. Naturally, my home.
How long have you been playing F1 games? I played the F1 games for a long time. Like I think the first game I ever played was like in 1999 or something like that on like a keyboard when I was like 7 or something. But in terms of like the Codemaster games and probably taking it reasonably seriously, I didn't really play much of 2010, but I played a bit of it. So I'd say from 2011 onwards is when I started doing it. Yeah, probably a lot more serious, and then 2012 is when I literally drove like my life depended on it, on that game. Yeah, I don't know what the whole prediction is going to be. I think we'll see a 0.4. I think 0.4 will be enough for pole. I think a 0.3 on Xbox, that is, if someone does a 0.3, then that is insanely impressive. I think a 0.4 will be pole, because these guys have practiced so much for it. So I think I got 0.6 in TSRL. A PB I've ever done is a 4 as well, but I think that was in GP mode, which is usually a little bit quicker. So no news on the next game at the moment, no. I think PC tomorrow we could see maybe. My short quality is not meant to be as fast as Q3, so if anyone does a 0.2, then as far as I'm concerned, they could get pole in esports. But again, I always say this: like TSRL runs full quality as well, and the thing is with full quality is it doesn't allow you to get into a rhythm. You have to wait 5 minutes between like, each lap you do, pretty much. So. And you have to try and get through as least amount of tyres as possible. So, yeah, it's not an easy thing to do, that's for sure. So.
Qualifying is just around the corner. Of course, last night we did see that light rain affecting the session. Intermediate tyres had to be used. And
how close are you and the people you normally race to, esports guys? In terms of pace, I'd say like
what are the chances then we get some
it depends on track. Like I'm not that great in qualifying, so normally it's not that close in qualifying. But on certain tracks, like if I get within 3 or 4 tenths of Jana Wattmir, then I'm pretty happy with that in the quali. But in the race, I'd say that's why I'm definitely the strongest for me. So it's really track specific again, but it depends on platform as well. But you can see on Xbox, when I race these guys on Xbox, we won races on Xbox in the top leagues and stuff as well. So came 4th in WL with a very up and down season, then won TSRL against some really good people. So, you know, it's, yeah, the race we can do a good job, but as now the qualifying started. Let me know if you want to increase the volume. I'm literally just going to watch this and just chill. That's literally what I'm going to be doing right now.
Just over 16 minutes in this qualifying session.
Mine patrol, nice one. Most improved driver. There's so many drivers who are like doing so well at the moment. Like Felipe, JKB was good in last game, but he's just getting much better race results now. People like Smasher has improved quite a lot, so definitely those kind of guys. So yeah, I did the weekly event earlier.
We're just coming up to this halfway point.
Yeah, let me know if you want me to turn up the volume. Right, who's going to set the first lap? SHZ Ewan. He was an absolute beast in last game. I think he's really good in this game as well, but I haven't really seen too much of him.
150 plus 656 points still on offer. So
yeah, next year I'll try and qualify.
Can happen. You can 100% turn it around. Those in last can
Want me to
still
raise the
win
volume?
this championship. So it's worth keeping that in mind. They'll need a little bit of luck and a lot of skill to make that happen. But
yeah, let me know if that's a little
it's
bit
certainly
better.
possible. It's mathematically possible, and these guys aren't going to.
Yeah,
give
I've
up,
struck the
even
screen
when it
because
becomes mathematically impossible.
I think
for
Josh
them
did
to
it in his
win.
stream.
They're
Otherwise,
still
it's like
gonna keep
two
on
black
pushing.
black
Really
bars.
hard
So
riding on board with Lanauer then as he makes his way on towards Brooklands, then chucking the car in down to 4th to try and get that car steered in, and then we go down to 3rd.
yeah, it's just because of Twitch. Twitch is like it's got two black bars each side, so can't get it on the exact screen. It's just really weird for some reason.
Getting right up and close and personal with that wall on the right hand
Put up
side to
more.
try and shorten the run towards Cops. Flying through there, I did not hear a lift
Let me know if
at
that's
all
better.
going through there from Lanauer. He's fully on it here, fully sending it through Cops.
Yeah,
Now
one
goes
thing that's
through
annoying about this, it
Maggots
doesn't.
now,
They
trying
don't
to
show
get
you
the
like
car
the sector
lined up
times.
here.
So I'll try and look at his
Also
wheel.
crucial there
What's it
through
saying?
Beckett's, then through Chapel. You saw the car getting a bit nervous on entry in towards
one-
Beckett's.
I think that's a
Nicely
1:08
collected
middle.
by Lanauer as he heads his way now down the hangar straight and towards
Yeah, when I'm like
Stowe
engineering
corner.
Yarno, I'm
See where
always
that
looking
braking
at
point is.
people's
Flicks
steering
that car
wheel
in
like
there.
this,
Got a
like
lot
on the
of
stream.
confidence in his setup there. Don't take too much curb on the exit though as you make your way down Vale and in towards this club corner.
I think this is
section,
quite a good
really
lap.
Attacking the first part
At
of
the
the club
moment.
there through that left.
I'm going to say a
Try and
0.6.
open up the corner through the final couple of corners and across the line.
0.7.
It is a
Okay, that's a good banker.
123.7 from Iwood Lanauer, and of course it's the fastest lap of the
Everyone-
lap so
everyone
far.
was
Has
sweating.
been
This
bested
lap's done a
just then
0.7.
by Caden Lutt with a 123.714.
Well, Iwan is on par with the current championship leader, because I was going to say, I'm
Yeah, you
not
have to put it
sure
on a weird
if
ratio
that's
to
a
get
good
it to
lap,
fit
but
the
it
screen.
certainly
It's just
looked
weird.
good, and now that we're starting to get more and more times coming in,
3.7's bankers, that's
is
quite good.
A good lap actually from Iwan. So
I think my
good
PB
job from
banker's
him,
like
currently
7
sitting
as
in
well.
third as more times continue to come in. Clenzo and Burrups getting into the 124s. Thibaut Sooner as well.
Times is gonna be-
Just a little bit higher than a 124, 124.071. But yeah, lots of times coming in, and yeah, it seems like a
Surprised there's not a lot more
123.7
people
is a
in
very
23s
nice
as a
banker
banker.
lap for this group.
It really is. Here comes Leroy
Brown,
Brown across the line.
23.9.
Then 6th place for him, 123.922.
I think Brown struggles a little bit
puts
around
him
this track,
onto
so
the third row of the
I'm
grid.
not expecting
And of
to
course,
do
for Leroy Brown,
as
he's just
well,
on the cusp there,
potentially.
7th place in this series, 28 points, 12 points behind
Yeah,
Suna
0.7 is a good
Thibaut, who's
banker,
rounding
though.
off the top 6 right now. I mean, he's got a bit of work to do, but
Where's
at
Antoine? Oh, he's
Silverstone, he
P2.
looks pretty much on
Antoine,
the
I
pace
don't know who
there.
the
Only
championship
2
leader
tenths
is.
off
I
the
think it's
lead
Lutt
time
is the
so
championship
far, and
leader.
you
He
can
still
see
is,
the
I think.
top 11
Despite he
with
had a
the
bad-
quote-unquote representative times.
I think he had a
are
bad
well
couple
within
rounds
1
last time.
second of each other. We've got Pinecone there, of course, Christopher Parry. He had a great event too, didn't he? Rounds 3 and 4 really finally seemed to click for him.
Exactly right, and
Right, see what Pinecone is.
thank goodness
It's a
for that for
decent
me,
first
because
sector.
of course I had picked him at
Pinecone's
the
been
start
really
of the season as
inconsistent
one
this
to
game, I
watch,
think.
and I was looking a bit
Someone who's
silly,
got
but I
a lot of
never
talent, that's
lost
for
the
sure.
confidence that Pinecone would be able to turn it around again.
Yeah, the stream-
Definitely
oh, yeah, let me
deserves to
see.
be in this, just like everybody else. You know, they all
Yeah, it's in
earned their way
1080p.
in here. It's not like this was.
That's because
we
it's
just invited
that's
some
what they're
well-known
streaming at.
people
They're
or
streaming at
something like that. You
1080p,
gotta
so it
earn
can't
your
change it.
spot
Their
in this
ratios are
series,
really
and
weird
he
as
earned it
well.
just
So
like everybody
probably looks
else.
a little
And
bit weird, but
as you said, it wasn't the greatest of starts for him, but he's turned it around. Things are looking much better for him, and I imagine he's going to look to continue that
0.8
confidence
middle-
and that momentum.
0.8 middle
for
sector is
event
really
3.
good.
Let's see how he gets on then as
really,
he
really good.
winds down this lap then as he approaches Stowe corner.
Fastest
Of
lap
course,
I've ever
lots of
seen around
undulation
here is a
going through in towards Stowe
23.0
there as you
by speed
try and
bar.
make sure you don't take too much curb on
Thank
that exit on the
you,
left-hand
Skidford,
side through
for
Vale.
the donation.
and then in
Probably
towards
won't
this
come up on
club
the screen
corner section.
at the moment,
Again,
but
really
thank you
attacking
very
that
much.
left-hand side cap. There seems to be a common theme around here.
Yeah, there's
Flying
nothing I can
through
do
the
about the
last
screen,
quarter and across the
unfortunately.
line to take 4th place so far within 1/10 of Caden Lutt's time, and it's enough to put him onto the second
My best
row
time
of
at
the grid.
Silverstone is a 23.5.
That is very tight. Just as we saw yesterday, it was tighter at the front because, of course, it was the wet qualifying, the intermediate tires that we saw being used in qualifying yesterday for the PS4 side. So very different circumstances, obviously, but so far
See what
very, very
Gracious
close at the top,
does.
just like PS4 was. No surprises there, and in fact, as you get further down, it tightens up even more than on PS4 because of these beautiful conditions that we have here. Less than a second between the top
want me to put the
13.
sound
Oh,
down a
also
little bit
we do have a substitution for today. If
down
you want to
a
take us
tiny
through that.
Yeah, I think it's that Sam McCabe has had.
Right, let's see what Hoopalicious does.
Camille there in 13th place. So if you're trying to keep up at home, that is actually Sam McCabe. So he'll be one to watch out for. Just so you know now, keep us all up to date. Everybody else though should be.
So how many people in the 23s? I think there's like 7 people in the 23s.
Or at least very, very similar. Riding on board then with Connor Muir as he takes us through now in towards these lovely Aintree section on towards the back straight that is the
I think that's only 16
DRS
people
wide
each
open.
lobby, I think.
As he now tries to attack Brooklyn. He's got a car up ahead of him, but I don't think he'll be too concerned about that at the moment. Though the closer he gets,
10th of a second. But that seems to be the norm these days on like
left-hand side.
any qualifying lobby. It's just so in esports. It's like
he now makes his way
normally no more than 3 tenths between
towards Woodcote and towards last corner again. Tremendous corner. Then flying our way through again. Just flat out through there. You've got to have the downforce to be able to run through that corner at that speed. But as we were talking about, Justin, you've also got to have the downforce where you need it down the hangar straight. Maybe not so much in qualifying because, of course, you have the DRS. So
everyone's doing a 0.8 middle first lap.
But especially in the race, you can leave yourself a little bit vulnerable going down to Stoke.
I think a good last sector is like a 6.
Right. It's a course that really demands a lot of things.
Like a really good last sector is a 6. So this should be. I'm predicting.
As I mentioned earlier as well, just a lot.
I'm going to say a high 7
here at Silverstone.
An 8 now.
Oh, that's a lot of wiggling. That is not the best way.
That would have been the 7. I think.
Going to be 2 tenths off for left at only 9. But I imagine that would have been a lot closer to the front had he not had those big issues right at the end of the lap there.
Yeah, the field is just insanely close.
Well, obviously he's still got plenty of time to get another lap in, so it's not the end of the world for him. And
so
it's
lap 61, Antoine at 55.
Just to really take you through that, just look at those gaps there, down to 14.
Yeah, I'm not doing esports because I'm managing esports this year, so
Caden Lutt's provisional
being a driver is just a completely different thing.
If you take it down to the top 7, that's within 2 tenths. Take it within
not
the
that
top
I don't have the
4,
time for it, I just don't have the aspiration for it.
I mean, there is literally nothing to separate these guys. If they make just that one tiny mistake, as Connor Muir did through the final corner.
Favourite driver in real life? I don't really have a favourite driver. I'd say it's probably people I prefer, like Leclerc, Ricardo, Verstappen.
Really punishing when it's this tight.
Let's see what Clenso can do. Hasn't done a good first lap so far.
Small correction, we were a bit confused there. Keneal is actually replacing Sam McCabe for today. That's not a name change. That is actually a completely different person.
That's not even going to get you in the top 8.
Is actually taking Sam McCabe's place for today. That's not a permanent thing, just for today. Just wanted to clear up on that one. But the rest of the grid is as you would expect, and we're into the second half of qualifying now, and it's already this tight. Look at that, Clenso making it even tighter. It's now less than 4
surprised. I thought it'd be
13.
A little bit quicker already.
Sam McLean there, so let's. I'll try and get that right. I've got the mistake out of the way
now.
I'm
surprised the 0.9 is still P7.
23.6 now is our new fastest lap time in this qualifying session. Nice lap time from him.
Kowalski's
puts him on provisional pole position.
I think he probably should have done an Xbox, to be honest.
700ths of a
should have probably done an Xbox because he seems to be even faster on Xbox. So
really top spot in this session. There you can see that's Findayam who's making his way throughout the track. Then through this final sector now, he makes his way on.
I did esports in 2018 as a driver, so
making his way down the hangar straight.
Did it a while ago, but it's just the main thing as well. I really just didn't want to play PC either.
Series so far, 9th place in the series, 23 points. He said himself that he dropped a lot of points in the last round. He'll want to try and bounce back here.
Antoine did the Brown's on a good time.
The way that the Xbox side has worked out, because there's quite a gap.
Yeah, Lefted's has got a lot more time in his lap. A ton more time. He needs to get out now if he wants to do 2 laps.
There's quite a gap at the moment between 6th.
Yeah, let's say on Xbox, I think we'll be bossing it.
Because he just 6th position on 40 points.
He's just so good. On Xbox, he's so good.
So a 12-point gap. Essentially,
so these races, I think
a podium. And
I'm not quite sure how many people. I think it's the top 6 from each platform that then go through. There's no. I don't think there is a pro draft this year. I'm not sure.
That's going to change.
The top 6 go through from each platform to get potentially selected by each team. So.
But it's interesting to see how that's worked out, because it was
Hamilton is the more complete driver, but I think Verstappen probably has
for that
maybe a bit faster raw pace
just inside of it. Whereas on the Xbox side, we've got quite that gap just outside the top 6, and it's very, very close from third through sixth with only 3 points separated.
Yeah, Xbox just feels better to me.
All the way down to sixth. That's 4 drivers separated by 3
I think
points.
Oates, I don't know what he's on. If it's on the pad, that's still damn impressive. So
inside the top 6,
I'm surprised if he's done 27 on the pad.
That may end up just being motivating.
If he's on the wheel, that's insanely impressive. He hasn't been like that long.
Some of those position changes there. Leroy Brown is now up to second place with
top 6 from each platform and 2 from each TT
Zach Oates and Christopher Parry, both, well, look at that, within 1 thousandth of a second of each other. That is supremely close.
Top
and that's
5,
just one
less than a
position, let
10th
alone
of a
throughout the
second.
entire field as well. So we'll be able to see how they can get on throughout the rest of
PC, I just find it really
just
a massive hassle to set up, to be honest.
Through
really big hassle.
Trying to make sure the car sticks to that ground, even on an outlap.
Yeah, Hamilton is just a complete driver, but I think if Verstappen is in the same team, I think in pace he would definitely push him a lot more.
And for Jonas Rutten right now, well, he is inside the top 6.
Yeah, Pro Series is only on PC, which is why I think Alessio's probably done it on PC, because he wants to do it on the platform that the Pro Series is going to be on. So makes sense.
Which is enough time. You know, it's a relatively short lap. It's less than 90 seconds, 83 seconds for a lot of these guys.
Let's see what Luck can do here.
I could do it, but certainly they can quickly get back in, get back out, and just get their outlap over with and get back on there. And of course, again, just for anybody that is unaware, you can finish your lap even when the checkered flag comes out.
0.6.
So even if it does come out while you're on a quick one, you are able
I think
to
0.4 will be a definite
on board
pole.
with Keaton Lutt, again, our current championship leader, only by 4 points at the moment to Antoine Desalewski. But he is the current championship leader, and you have to imagine feeling pretty good coming into this third event. Again, he's got 33 points on Leroy Brown in 7th position. You imagine he's going to be feeling even better. Look at that time. It's 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 seconds, so close to being so good for my OCD. I would have enjoyed that.
Oh, that would have been great, wouldn't it? That would have perfectly lined up. But we still got 3 minutes 57 seconds.
It's crazy that a 0.7
could happen
is
for you, Justin. If anybody of the Xbox drivers can hear us, let's make
it. To be fair, WR it was like that. It was like that as well,
actually.
To be fair.
23.5.
I think I did a 0.6 in WR and TSRL. I did a 6.
Winding up for his lap, and he
a high 6 or a low 6?
In around 83 seconds time, as he now makes his way on towards Abbey and Farm Curve. Such a quick right-left.
Yeah, I think we actually definitely fight Lewis in the same car.
For Village, then it's hard braking.
Right, I'm going to say Antoine's going to get pole here.
Then in towards the loop, one of the slowest parts of the circuit. Really tempting to put that throttle down.
I'm going to say he's going to get 0.4.
You just run that risk of spinning up those.
Oh, please don't change camera.
Yeah,
please.
And thankfully, they don't have to worry about it quite as much as the PS4 side had to worry about it yesterday in qualifying. But yeah, still very much a problem. A lot of horsepower, obviously, in these
It'd be good if they went on board of him.
And very similar tire compounds to previous years in terms of grip levels and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's a challenge for these drivers. Ooh, just picking up a little bit of grass there.
That's not good
going
enough.
Going through Maggots and Beckett's is Iwan. Currently sitting in 7th position in that very tight part of the field, though. You can actually see Cincoats and Pinecone with identical lap times, just 2,000 between Jonas Arquette and Fiddeum as well. 200s between Fiddeum and HX4K, so
that's really
unbelievably close in that midfield. But
a 0.6. He came second. He's second after that sector.
1/10 off of
I didn't think that was a good sector.
Getting himself up into the top 2 for the meantime. I have a feeling at least
I don't think he's going to have time to go out again, no?
Yeah, and I have to say he was down on his own personal best going through sector 2, so he really made up that time going through the third and final sector. So that's incredible there.
I don't think Anton's got time to go.
Himself now onto the first row of the grid. Second place for him, riding on board with Zach Oates there, and you saw there the car just did not respond on the exit of Maggot, and he's lit up those rear tyres, and well, I don't think he's going to make it back to that start-finish line with some good tyres.
Yeah, PC tomorrow's at the same time,
that's going to be costly for Zach Oates there. 6th place right now,
and
there's still plenty of drivers out there yet to set their final lap time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. I don't think he definitely doesn't have time to fit a new set of tires, and that would have really hurt those tires going for that slide like that, but that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. I do love when the drivers show an example of what we're trying to describe.
Yeah, I knew
the way that Silverstone can bite back if you get it.
There's no way he has time.
Yellow flag in Sector 3, I believe, is for Pinecone, who are on board, which is slow and it
for him to do a 23.7 on the pad,
this is going to be his final attempt with less than a minute 20 remaining on the clock.
Right, I think the only person who can
and no surprise there, that's the end of qualifying.
Beat Lutz now
is not going to be able to improve.
I know Lefted has done a 0.4. I've seen him do it. So
Pinecone
He's
just needs
bottling
to
quite
find
hard
a
at the
thousandth
moment.
of a second, and he can find himself a 6th
Maybe
place
Pinecone
position
can
or
throw
better.
something
We'll
at the
have to
back,
find
but
out. Less
I
than
don't know.
60 seconds on the clock to go, and we can see Caden Lutt on an outlap right now. Owen Lanauer not out there right now. Neither is Antoine Dezelewski.
Yeah, Antoine's gone out, but he hasn't got time.
So he's going to cut it very, very fine. That's for sure.
He hasn't got time to do it.
Saiter there on an outlap. There you can see riding on board with Christopher Parry.
If Alessio does a 0.1,
so
then I'll eat my hat. Well, not hat, but I'll just eat something
2 outlaps
that I don't want
to try
to.
and burn off the most amount of fuel possible, so the car really is the lightest it can be, and therefore, in theory,
Antoine's not going to be able to do that, unless he cuts corners.
It's an interesting strategy,
But I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Real good care of your tyres.
You really do, and these guys should have the skills to be able to do that
it
pretty dang effectively. It's not going to be. I mean, he is kind of rushing a little bit. Actually, Pinecone, I don't think is going to. No, he's not going to make it to the line. So that's going to be the end of qualifying, actually, for Pinecone, because he has slowed down on this lap.
Come on, show someone who's on a lap, please. Please show someone's on a lap. We don't want to see someone who's not going to do a lap, just go into pits.
7th and 8th, not going to be finding any additional time. LVA Brown, though, he's somebody that can continue on in the McLaren. Currently in the top 4,
Mr.
actually,
Steering Wheel,
which is,
don't know what his first
good
sector
for
was.
him, actually. Leroy Brown tends not to be the best in qualifying. He's much more of a race pace sort of guy. Tends to gain positions in the race.
I don't think the time's wrong.
To see him this far up, that's a little bit scary. When Brown is this high up in qualifying, I think you're on for you're going to see a pretty good.
I want to see lefted. I want to see
wait and see as the I believe the checker flag has come out now, because Iwood now has got a checker flag next to his name. Hooperlicious there. Jaden Munoz has taken the checker flag as well, starting outside of the top 10. So too will John Evans.
Everyone's bottling it
in the HX gamer tag. You can see there as that is Leroy Brown onto the grass, and I think that's safe to say that's his qualifying session over and done with. There is
still time in the
Parry.
session.
He is on a flying lap right now as he
so
makes his way
Antoine
now
could actually be on the lap.
Cops corner, flying through that right-hander there, and riding on board now with Caden Lutt. He's on provisional pole position as he flicks the car in towards Stowe corner, then onwards we go, then through Vale, and then towards this club corner section, braking hard now, down to 3rd gear to try and
looks like it's a good lap though.
At a minimum, up to 4th to do the same. Round club corner and onto the Hamilton straight. Can he go even quicker? Yes, he can. 1:23.464. And Justin, you're not going to get that time in a row. You're not going to get those numbers in a row, but you are going to get an even quicker lap time. Here comes Christopher Parry then, currently P9, just under 3/10 off the lead pace right now. Can he get himself up the order? Yes, he can. He gets him onto the 3rd row of the grid. 6th place then from Christopher Parry. There's Antoine Dezelewski then making his way through the club corner section. 3rd place right now. Can he get himself even quicker and higher up the board? Yes, he can.
It's only a 603.
That puts him into 2nd place. Here comes Suna Tebow then.
It's really hard, but I was expecting that. Loads of .5s.
Flying lap attempt. So that will do it then for qualifying, and Caden Lutt is on pole position by just over 1/10 of a second with that 1:23.
I'm surprised at that, but I thought there would be a lot more .5s.
So close once again.
It really was. Pinecone, by the way,
Pinecone in P6, he's had a bit of an up and down series so far, I think so.
He found half a tenth, not that much, half a tenth, gained 4 positions from half a tenth of a second.
My days.
That's just how close it is here in qualifying.
Really,
to be fair, like WOR, there was like loads of people in a .6, so, but this track is just insanely hard to hook up
final lap then in those last 1:20s, confident enough out there to grab 3rd place. But I have to say, Findayam, Miko Hautayoki, he said he wanted to make things right.
In PC, I think at the start of the game, those people doing .4s, .5, so
4th place in qualifying here at Silverstone.
Weird.
It's not a bad effort
I thought,
but
Lutt did a really good job, but I think everyone else, I reckon everyone else is probably going to be a little bit disappointed at that, I reckon. Because anyone did a .5, you'd be P2. I think most of these guys have done .4s, .5s, so.
Let's take you through that qualifying order then. It is Caden Lutt who grabbed the pole position for the race. Dezelewski in 2nd, and Lanauer rounds off the top 3 to take you through the rest of the order. It's Findayam in 4th, Brown in 5th, Pinecone 6th, Suna in 7th, Saiter in 8th, Oates in 9th, and Jonas rounding off the top 10. John Evans in 11th, Hooperlicious.
Yeah, if I was in anyone outside the top 10, I would be starting on mediums right now. Because medium to soft is a really good strategy. Lefted, I think he's bottled that really hard, because I've seen him do so many quali laps in practice. He's done like .4s, .5s.
Of the top 10, so that's that's 8 checks downwards.
Unless he's intentionally trying to get outside the top 10.
Will have to start on the tyre they set their fastest.
Yeah, house move has gone good, man.
Qualifying.
Yeah, it's gone really good.
That is where the strategy.
But yeah, I'm surprised.
Really
as I said, I think apart from that, I think everyone else probably be a bit disappointed at that.
I've got a weather forecast actually for the race, and it looks like it's
everyone outside the top 10, I reckon will start mediums.
If I'm reading this correctly, it looks like it's going to be overcast for the race. So, yeah, maybe threatening with rain once again, but yeah, look at that.
Yeah, this race is 25%
clear
race.
Blue skies, looking very similar conditions to what we had in qualifying, which is great news for anyone who was fast in qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's great news for them because, of course, it means they brought the right setup. They've got the right setup on the car, and obviously the drivers would have seen that and probably prepared better for that occasion. But as we count down now,
good thing they stopped one-shot quality.
British
they have it for Spa next, so
we're going to have a bit of a race
not
on
quite
our
yet,
hands
but
then.
almost.
Can the likes of these drivers make sure they keep up their pace?
Yeah, the quality they're streaming in 1080p.
Justin,
so
I'm going to hand it over to you because I need you to pick someone who's going to be impressive tonight. You've only got 10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't drive. I manage teams.
I'm going to go for Jonas Reuten in 10th. I think he could be on for
25% race.
Quite down in the.
And yeah, next race is one shot at Spa, and then a 25%
British Grand Prix
well,
here for the F1 Esports Challengers. And
all right, let's start. Yeah, no formation happening.
Esports here at Silverstone. It is 5
go.
lights. We're racing in Silverstone. What are the starts like? Caden Latter's got a good start off the line, so too has Dezaluski's dropped back in the order there, but there you can see how Yoki's got a good start, so too has Lanawa, as there's a car off in the background there.
What is going on in the back?
Trying to rejoin there.
It's Oates.
Pile our way now in towards the third zone.
Oates has had a mare.
Red Bull there. I think that's a Rutten there.
Antoine's not had a good
A
start.
little bit of evasive action, but everybody I think has made it through the first couple of corners now.
Pinecone in
filing their way through Aintree and onwards now the Wellington Straight. You can see it's just a scrap for position right now in these early stages, making
Antoine is going to be innocent here. It's going to be innocent. Antoine's had a bad start. He's about to almost be overtaken as well.
At the start, and that will not help him whatsoever to get back into the rhythm. He has dropped to 7th place. Caden Lutt, though, leads the way with Lanawa in second,
so
and
who's
Leroy
the highest
Brown
medium
rounding
I think it's
off that top 3. And you can see Thibaut Suna's got a good run on Dezaluski as we make our way now in towards.
He's disconnected. Oh, so he's only just coming back in.
Okay. Trying to make sure you get through there in one.
Is that actually him driving? I don't know if it is.
Lower than they were in qualifying, and you've got the dirty air and a race full load of fuel as well. So you've got to be really careful. But that looks relatively clean off the start.
I gotta say, it's rare that I am this accurate, but Jonas Reuten from 10th to 6th in like
Jonas has an insane start.
10th
to 6th.
I know I picked him as one to watch.
Left-ed, 5-second penalty, speeding in the pit lane. God, he's having a shocker.
Conor Muir has come into the pits, 3 drivers into the pits then as we see there Saita looking for a move on Thibaut Suna to make away in towards the first corner of Abbey, but it's not quite there for him. Maybe then down in towards Village, but no, not quite.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had,
sizing up the move,
I don't think he'd had minus 270-degree tyres because then he would be going to last, but
Thibaut Suna holding on
he probably had to colder tyres than he would have liked.
Try and get away from these drivers. Of course, DRS not active just
yet. So I think Antoine is back in. He should be back
on the next lap round, but Caden Lutt still leads the way. Owen Lanawa in second.
Thing is, on soft to medium, the undercut's not going to be that powerful because the softs are actually quite good tyres. So if I think HX4K is on mediums, I would probably be pitting quite early.
To see if any of these guys have any sort of front wing damage or anything like that. I haven't spotted any, but I've been on the lookout. Certainly Antoine, for example, having dropped all the way down to 7th
he's got hit by
I get concerned that maybe he's picked up some front wing damage.
Yeah, the string quality in this Twitch is not that good.
For the guys on the soft compound of tires, that's not necessarily such a bad thing. You can go pretty early into the pits and make those moves.
Yeah, I think Lutt's just going to try and control his ERS now, and
a massive problem. But we also saw yesterday
probably just try and control it as much as possible and just pit at a sensible time. Doesn't need to do anything crazy here, so consistency is key. That's all it is.
Well, we saw it yesterday, didn't we? We saw a certain driver make it 12 laps on the soft tyres. Yes, they had a drive-through penalty, but they did make it 12 laps out there before they then had to come in and make their mandatory stop to go onto a set of mediums. It can be done.
P7.
I don't know whether it's the first choice you want to make.
He seems to be struggling a bit, Antoine, as well. A little bit.
No, certainly not. Yeah, it wouldn't be the strategy that I would go for, but needs must. I guess,
yeah, I would be pitting now if I was on mediums.
What the situation calls for,
so
we could go for
it.
But,
on mediums.
Findayem here in the 4th position that he started in the Mercedes.
I don't have Chandler's on
close
it.
to the back of Brown.
I think HX4K has pitted for the softs, so he was in P10, so let's see where he is after the pit stops.
Especially those that are within DRS range on a car that's not.
Yeah, Ewan's doing quite well.
So
after that talk in the qualifying, he's actually doing quite well.
But you would expect that Lutt's been preparing for this lap and is ready to deploy some ERS, do whatever needs to be done to defend from that car behind.
I mean, of course, you would in your race sims normally run a couple of laps at least without the DRS and try and just
around this track is probably one of the hardest tracks to overtake.
Two defenders. How to Yoki closes
the DRS
onto the back of Brown here as we make our way now in towards
the speed of the corners is always so high. There's no real stop-start zones as Brown pits.
But Leroy Brown decides it's time to change up his tyres and head for the pit lane.
I don't think he'll get a massive undercut.
We saw yesterday how tricky that pit lane is. You're going from well over 210 kilometers per hour. You have to slow that all the way down to 50 for one of the longest pit lanes,
I showed the tyres,
I think, on the calendar. It goes on
HX4K, it's going to be interesting to see
where
he comes out. Because he was in
P10,
wasn't that far behind, so
actually in some
he
real
should be on the
danger
softs now.
The DRS. It looks like Antoine Desalewski is going to lose the DRS in 4th position. Oh, just ever so slightly does Findayem manage to pick it up.
Yeah, this event is to qualify for Esports, so I think they do
make sure he doesn't fall into the
8 races in total, 4 different rounds, I think, and the top 6 in the championship reach platform, plus 2 for the time trial reach platform.
I wonder if I1
then go through to be could be chosen by an esports team.
May just be content to sit there and try and break away from the Mercedes behind. They haven't been able to do that just quite though. Findayem closing in ever so slightly. He's found about a tenth of a second or so since we last checked in when the DRS detection was going on.
Yeah, left has got a penalty.
And I believe Pinecone has been into the pits. Yeah, he's onto a fresh set of mediums.
Oh, so he's on mediums.
We did see yesterday that the undercut can have its advantages as long as you make it out of traffic, as long as you're not held up. Otherwise, those drivers that have got the clear air will have the advantage. So for Pinecone here, for Christopher Parry, he's got to try and get past drivers.
And he's pitted super early for the mediums.
Probably would have just kept on going, and with no
leaders
one
that
ahead
come
of
in.
Brown,
Anton's got a 5-second penalty.
This is the perfect opportunity for Christopher Parry to try and find his way past. Down at the hanger straight, he'll size his way up as Saita sets the fastest lap of the race. Down now the hanger straight,
That's
DRS will be wide.
He's not having a good race at the moment.
Pinecone find his way through. He pulls to the right-hand side of the track, takes the racing line, and
Pinecone's in a decent position right now, actually. Because I think Brown was in.
Christopher Parry, that was a move he needed to get done.
Ooh, wow, Jonas just flying right up to the back of the McLaren. I'm not sure if they made contact or not there, but just look, just nose to tail through the final couple of corners. A bit of a gap starts to emerge as they accelerate down the Hamilton straight, but very, very close to one another. Oh, yes, and then the super exciting pit lane.
Yeah, I don't think 3.5 wing is good around here. I think like most of these guys will be running like 2.6.
Just about gets
2.6,
ahead
2.5, I reckon, something like that.
Has to rejoin behind as they make their way through now on through Aintree and
really
to the Wellington straight. Let's see though, because there goes Christopher Parry, who's got the inside move on Houghty Yoki and moves now up into 3rd place. Meanwhile, behind them, Connor Muir and Caden Lutt are battling over 6th places. They now make their way through Luffield. And is that Connor Muir? Yeah, he's just about stayed ahead, but he does have a penalty next to his name. He has a 5-second stop go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Caden Lutt, though, has he got the move done? Yes, he has.
I think Lutt's been held
going through
for ages
there, so maybe Connor Muir lit up the rear tyres, exiting out of Luffield.
Yeah, I don't know how many people speeded the pits. Yeah, you've got so much on the line. Just
now finally comes
leave it
into the pit lane, and
Lutt's been done.
Is, well, he will be the effective leader of this race. Saita has tried to stay out as long as possible, maybe to have a bit of clear air. Caden Lutt now onto the back of Leroy Brown. Will he think about a move up the inside of Stone? You bet he will. Takes the inside line and takes away that position. Caden Lutt,
when he loses positions, really wants to get back on it really quickly, so I would have defended that a lot more.
A single lap is always the sign of
Lutt was held in the pits. Yeah, this pit thing in esports needs to, in pro esports or the pro series, they did a thing where you don't get held as long, but they need to do it for the real game as well, because you just get held for so long. I saw people yesterday that Matthias and other people have Vasta Racer, they got held for so long.
It is an absolute DRS.
Yeah, Lutt got held.
As we go on board with the guy that
that's just so unlucky, man. It's just a gamble. It's just a gamble, man.
He's got the DRS off of Findayem, he's got the DRS off of Pinecone, but then again, Shazoo
pit lane
driver,
system's a joke.
Iwan,
You just
leading
don't
the
want to
way
be
with that
in like
1.4
the
second
front
gap
of the
as it
pits.
stands
Something
currently. But then again, look at that. Brown right behind. You can
got
see
held
him
for so long.
in the rear view mirrors.
Yeah, but I think Pinecone, I think Ewan's winning. Ewan, I think Lutz P4.
Still very, very close. As you mentioned, as you touched on, a couple of penalties
Genuine
being given
P4.
out, which is not ideal for those drivers. They're going to end up suffering a lot as a result of those penalties.
When I raced
But
WR,
here you can see,
Luck won and I
what
came
everybody's
second.
tire life and tire
And I think
compound
Brown
looks
came
like on the
third.
left-hand side. So for those of you at home, if you're wondering what's going on with the tires, one of my favorite views, the overhead view through Maggots and Beckett's. That's about as good as it gets.
Oates is not having a good race.
sim racing camera
HX4K.
Tebow here trying to
left
get
has got
onto
a
the back of
penalty.
Rutten, and Rutten feels the need to defend. They're going
Ewan's in such a good position. If he can just keep out of his DRS zone, just keep out of the DRS zone, you're good. And he's putting away anyway, so.
Rutten have that position for now, but the fact that Rutten felt he needed to defend, he definitely senses that threat there from Suna Tebow.
Very Andrew
right
G, I'm doing good, bro. How you doing? I'm pissed
really
to
does.
0.
Sorry about that.
How many championships?
He's under a lot of pressure. In fact, all of these guys
Max
are under a
have?
lot of pressure.
I don't know, it just depends how good the car is. If it's as good as Mercedes, I think he can win so many. It just depends if the car's good or not.
Sitting in for today,
to be honest.
with a 2-second gap at the moment to Hoopalicious, but besides that,
yeah, SRC's not on this week. I would be racing myself now, but it's because of the Challenger races they've given it a break week. So Ewan's looking in a very good position. I think Lat will try and get a podium.
Oh, that's a big
He'll do his best to get a podium, I
big
think.
lock up there into left field. And certainly Tebow Sooner is going to see that, and he's going to be thinking, right, this guy is struggling, and he's going to be thinking about making an overtake now.
Yeah.
The one thing you
he's
don't
held
want
by
to
the
do is
Williams
show a
in the
little
pits
bit of
and-
vulnerability,
yeah,
show a
that's the
little
only
bit of a
car.
mistake to another driver, because they will absolutely hound you, because they know you can make a mistake. So that's going to be the big issue here for Suna Tebow, riding on board with him. This is a battle then for a point scoring position. He's got Rutten right ahead of him.
Oh, he hasn't got much
Rutten does have a
ERS.
little bit of
Oh,
DRS
he's
to
sending
help him,
it.
But look at the closing speed of Suna
Oh, the red
Tebow.
light flashing,
Really
he has
good
to send it
move
here.
to the inside. We're going to move happening right behind as well, as that's Cleanser.
Please, you're gonna have to send it. He's gonna have-
As they make their way through Stowe. I think
Now he's got no
Cleanser's
ERS.
just about held on there. So good defensive driver then from Clenzo on Hoopalicious. He's holding on to 12th place.
Yeah, Ewan,
You
if
can
I was
see
Ewan, I'd be
Hoopalicious,
doing
Jaden Munoz
everything to
wants
stay out of
12th
that
place.
DRS zone.
He wants that late
Everything.
charge for those
Just
points.
let
and
the guys
he
battle
wants to make it
behind.
happen now.
I gotta say, I'm
But
really
Pinecone's
impressed
gonna be
with,
probably pushing
Lefted
everything
and
to get that
HX4K,
DRS zone.
starting outside the top 10, currently in 7th and 8th. Again, Lefted though with that time penalty, so that's unfortunate
Yeah,
for him.
Leopard doesn't want to do
HX4K,
esports.
Essentially, with those penalties, currently.
And to be honest, I think a lot of
sitting
people don't
in
want to do
6th
esports
position from
because it's
11th on the
just
grid,
so intense
really
as well.
making an unfortunate qualifying work for him in the race.
Anton's
here
got
today.
quite a lot of ERS.
Definitely,
He's got
HX4K,
over
of course, being
50%.
John Evans, as he's
But he has this
currently there, as you
5-second
say,
time
right
penalty,
now, what will
and
become 6th
that's
place.
going to put him
We're
outside
running
the
on
top
board
10
then with Dezaluski as he
this
tries to
point
close in
as well.
on Brown. That's a battle for 5th place right now, as we're on to the 8th lap of
Yeah, you
this
can use
race.
a pad
You
in
can
this,
see Dezaluski
but
is
obviously
closing
if you get
in
to
on
the Pro
Brown.
Series
Once
and you
again,
get
they make
chosen,
their way on towards
like what I
first
did,
corner. Lots of
I
dirt here will
qualified
be
through
thrown at the
esports
front
on a controller,
of his
and
face
then
there
I
of
got chosen by
Dezaluski,
team, so I had
but
to use a
this
wheel.
is still right on the back
Yeah,
of
it's
Leroy Brown. We now make our way
a
through
big learning
Maggots
curve.
and then in towards this snaking section through Beckett and then through the left-hander of Chapel, which brings
Yeah,
us
that's
then
gonna be pushing
onto the hangar straight.
very, very
Once
hard
again
now.
in the slipstream, Dezaluski will try and look for a move
Brown,
down the
defend.
inside. Leroy Brown thinks about defending, but there's not a lot he
He's
can
just
do.
been too safe.
Dezaluski then takes the inside line going in towards Stowe, and that is him moving
Because he's
up
got a
to 5th
penalty,
place.
so he's probably not going to try
Textbook
that hard,
maneuver
but
there
still.
from Dezaluski
Be a
to
bit
take
more
that
aggressive.
5th place position. It's exactly how you want to work it. And Brown didn't really lose
Chris
too
is
much
in
time
the
as a
DRS
result of
now.
that, so he's
Oh,
able to
God.
maintain that position ahead of the Ferrari who've left it quite easily.
That's
So,
the worst thing, where
yeah,
like
I
you
think
think
that
you're
went
comfortably
about as
winning a
good for
race,
both
and
of
then
those
you
drivers
just
as
relax
they
too
could have
much,
possibly hoped for.
and you just let the race
Yeah,
go
it
away
seems
from you.
that
That
maybe Brown's
happens
struggling just
very,
a
very
little
easily.
bit with those one-lap older tires compared to Dezaluski. I'm not sure entirely, but clearly the
I think a lot of drivers probably
McLaren.
benefited from playing at home in esports,
This
but
is Jaden Munoz, who's trying
I think
to
there's a
put
lot
the
who would
pressure on
actually
Clenzo
probably
ahead.
no,
That's
they
Sam
enjoy the
McLean as we
experience
now
going
make
to
our
the
way
arena as
through
well, because it
Aintree
just
and
feels like a
onto
real
the Wellington straight.
F1
Can
event.
Munoz
So
try and find a
I
way
really
past.
hope it is
He's a
back
little
in the
bit too
arena
far
this
back
year.
to try and move in towards
yeah, I
Brooklyn
think it'd
there,
just be
but
so
he
much
has
better
been
than it was,
hounding
to be honest.
Clenzo for the last couple of laps now.
yeah, Brown, he just needs to be
He's
aggressive.
really not sitting on his laurels. He really wants to
Fight.
try and get this overtake. Because
Fight.
of course there's more cars
There's
up
such
ahead
thing as
well,
being too aggressive, but
and he's
then
on these soft compound tires, which has got to be
if you're too
frustrating.
passive and stuff as well,
You know,
people
he's
just
trying to make the
know they
most of
can
them
just
while
send
a lot
it.
of the other drivers
Needs to be
are
more aggressive.
worn medium tires, but unfortunately for him, he's behind a soft
Because now he's in
runner.
6th.
And,
Now he's going
it
to be in
seems that
5th.
Clenzo
That's
is,
big points
having
as
a
well.
hard
He needs
time
points.
overtaking Tebow Sooner again. though. A lot of DRS being picked up, a lot of slipstream by these guys. Just make you really got to work hard to make an overtake.
Yeah, Kowalski, I think he's the championship leader in
on LVA
PC,
Brown a lap ago. That much more impressive. The fact that he was able to do that in the middle of this train of cars picking up DRS just really highlights how impressive it was.
Christopher Parry has been closing into that race lead lap after lap, and he's now within 0.6 of a second of Ewan Lanauer. Now, Christopher Parry here could try and grab a win.
Jonas was in a good position, but then
he's got
I think he pitted quite early for the mediums.
Within round about half a second.
Yeah, I don't
you
think
can see the battle for the
you really
lead
wanted to
here,
pit early
and
for mediums.
Lanauer, who's I bet trying to manage those tires, make sure
Thank
he
you much
gets
for the donation,
to
my
the
friend.
end.
Appreciate it.
Christopher Parry has been reeling him in.
But yeah, I
and
think
in doing
like
so,
you
he's
want to
brought
probably go
along
later.
Findeum with him with that DRS. So we're about to see
it's just
a
these
battle for the
races
lead
are
with
just like
only these 4 laps
it's just
to go
so much
through
depending on if you get held in the pits or not.
Are you saying we might get a new winner here in F1 Esports Challenger Series? Because that would be shocking. I couldn't believe a new winner. That would be unbelievable. But it does look like Pinecone really does have the pace. We'll see if he's got the tires. Of course, it's possible that Iwan's been holding back a little bit.
Yeah,
he's
Pinecone, Chris Parry, he's been a really, really fast driver, but he's just like, some weeks he's really, really strong, but then other weeks he just bottles it and just is inconsistent, which he says all the time, so not me just saying that.
Play out, but really not long to go. 3 and a bit laps still to go in this British Grand Prix for the Xbox side. It looks like
Parry, I think, won that pace as the fastest man in the game right now.
But look at that, he is much closer than he was last lap.
A little distance as well, to be honest. I think he's absolutely
cut that gap down by at least 0.3 of a second on that lap alone, possibly 0.2 now as we're going by that live timing there. But
he's
we
just
now have
locking up,
3 laps
just
to
learning
go.
how to trail brake, really.
Here has
The more
got
you do that,
huge
the more you
task in
watch
his
other
hands to
people
try and
brake,
hold off the charging
better
Christopher
it'll be.
Parry. It just seems
hard
like
not
the
to do,
last
but
round, he's really come alive.
depends on your brake settings,
Looking for a move on how to
one thing about Lut is that he is just so aggressive. Oh, he's got damage, I think.
The loop there. A little bit of contact between the two of them. How to Yoki's got the outside line as we make our way through Aintree. Caden Lutt's got the inside line.
These two are friends as well, I know.
Down the Wellington Straight and towards Brooklyn. This time though, Caden Lutt has the inside at Brooklands. Can he take advantage of that one? How to Yoki will try and get around the outside. A little bit of a back end loss there.
Oh no!
Again, can't keep that car under control. Zaluski takes advantage there, and
he might have damage.
There will be feeling a bit hard done by. He was running
I know
third,
Lutt just goes for it no matter what. That's the one
but he's not out of this yet. There's still
him
quite a way to go.
I'm not
normally
sure.
He gets in a really good position, then something happens, then he just has to be super aggressive.
A bit of a hand there at the entrance of Luffield.
Yeah, Barry's 39.8 at Spa was insane.
Insane.
The guy is just insanely
good. To do with that or not, but of course, if there's anything that needs to be looked at, that will be looked at.
Philip, just want to say thank you. You're an amazing driver in person itself. Drive is very fast and clean. Your streams and races always
quite a gap up ahead of him after so many corners side by side.
I love seeing stuff like that, so thank you very much.
Lost a little bit of time to
I don't think they're
now.
I don't think they're friends anymore after
holding
that.
on to the lead ahead of Pinecone. They have a little bit more of a buffer down.
Yeah, Lut, I'd just say is
CRG Lut.
He always grinds out
as we start
results.
This penultimate lap of
He always,
this race,
but I think he probably wants to work on trying to lead from the front a lot more rather than leading, something happened and coming back through. Something I noticed.
Christopher Parry though and Owen Lanauer are going to go toe to toe for this battle for the race win. And Lanauer,
how much
you can
ERS
see
has he got?
Really moving over to the left hand side to try and break the toe and break that little bit of slipstream.
He needs to get ahead of him this lap. On the back straight, hang on straight, he needs to.
And you are allowed to make
around Silverstone, I think it's so much more beneficial if you can start the last lap with 40 or 50% and you're in the lead, then it's almost a game set match.
What to do to try and
You need
make
to
that
get past
the widest cars going around here. Sorry, the widest Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, I think if he gets past him here, he wins the race. If he doesn't, then it's going to be really hard.
And closing by quite a bit now, making our way through Maggots and then through Beckett's and Chapel once again for this penultimate time.
See, it's quite strong. Yeah, he needs to overtake him here.
As we make our way on towards the hangar straight, you can see Lanauer there is doing everything
he possibly the red light, can. Yeah. I know it's okay. If I see the red light, I wait now. I just wait.
No, it's not, as he's really got only one more chance.
Yeah, if I was Pinecone, all you have to think about is just getting a good exit there.
Race win. Lanauer is holding on there. He's hanging on, and really he's only got about 5.8 kilometers to go as we head on to the final.
Oh, he's tried so hard, man. He's tried so hard to get out of it. I hate this feeling. I've had this feeling myself.
But I'm not sure if that's going to happen.
I would try and overtake him here. You don't want to be behind going hanger straight because the dirty air is super hard. I would overtake him. Send it now. Send it now. Now.
That's a
Do
much
it now.
better exit
Do it
for
now.
Alfa Romeo. That's going to help him immensely.
You've got to do it here.
You've
got to do it here.
But look at the closing speed. He's going to defend to the left-hand side, but no, inside line actually for the Ferrari. Goes a bit deep into the corner. Are they still side by side? No, he's got the corner for now.
Because off hanging straight, he's just going to have the dirty air. Ewan's going to have that dirty air.
Closes it, maintains second for now.
Pinecone's got this.
Retake that lead.
Yeah, look how much
Ferrari now takes the lead on this final lap. Owen Lanauer still has the hanger straight. It's not over for him yet, going down towards Stowe.
Hopefully they stay on board. I really hope they stay on board.
As we make our way for the final time towards Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel. It's all about getting the right run through here. And then, of course, down the hanger straight, Lanauer will have the DRS. Pinecone will not.
See, Pinecone's just going away. Look.
Towards the hanger straight. DRS wide open then for Lanauer. Can he try and close in on Christopher Parry ahead of him? Heading down towards Stowe. No, he can't. Christopher Parry here has held on, and so now all he needs to do is keep this on the track, keep it penalty free, and he'll be taking a win down in towards club corner section for this final time. And it's going to be Christopher Parry going towards the line there. There goes Lutz trying to lock the move, but it's going to be Pinecone who takes the win towards the line.
He just got it.
Just about takes that second.
Ewan just got it. How did that happen?
But Christopher Parry,
I knew he'd go for something. I knew he'd go for something.
Different races here on Xbox. He takes his first race win of
Antoine just inside the top 10.
Race.
Absolutely insane. Really enjoyed that one.
No, GG Pinecone.
Congratulations to Pinecone. I had a feeling he'd pick up at least one win this season.
I don't know if he got hit, Ewan, or if he just lost the rear and then luck went on the inside. I have no idea what happened there.
If your driver of the day is somebody else, I would not be upset about that one bit, but look at that. If you're a fan of Ferrari,
good comeback by Lutz as well, and by Antoine. If he didn't have that 5-second penalty, that would have been a pretty impressive comeback as well. But
5 different winners in the
GG boys, nice one.
Still got another one to go. Don't go anywhere.
So yeah, we have another race to go as well.
Riding that high from seeing that race, but we've got more in store as well.
Oh, absolutely, and we're taking you to Spa.
Yeah, let's see if I got it
in just a moment's time. But let's take you through the official, unofficial results here for the British Grand Prix in Challenges. It is Christopher Parry who grabs his first race win in Challenges. Owen Lanauer in second place.
So Jonas, rounding off not a great result for him. Lefted, I think he'll be really disappointed at that.
In sixth, Saita in seventh.
HX4K doing the medium to soft. Look how powerful that is. It's really powerful. I think I would have pitted earlier as well. I would have pitted like lap 2.
At least the top 14
I think he pitted like lap 4 or something like that. So
for
probably lap 2 I would have pitted. I did it today in the lobby.
Which was of course Austria. He finished in second place. That was his
best finish. Lutz really good at coming back. Like he just seems to. When I've raced against him, he just seems to be like a person who just doesn't run out of ERS when he's overtaking people.
And because he's inside the top 10, he'll add 1 bonus point on to his.
Yeah, look to me on the screen that Lutz got.
Well, that was a heck of a final lap, Justin. So much to unpack there.
I really don't, because like the delta, like when you qualify lap, sometimes you're in the red, but then you actually improve the time.
It's just, actually for getting fastest lap in the top 10. It's
look like
not something we've seen very often so far in this 2021 season. So for him to get that, that's impressive stuff, and congrats to him for that extra bonus point. Who knows? That extra point might make all
points
the
of these races are just to
I did
qualify for F1 Esports, so I
think
we'll probably have a little bit of a break now.
I think he's just proved that tonight.
Hopefully he doesn't go on for too long. I'll turn down the volume a little bit as well.
I think he's here to stay within that podium shout. Great performance from him.
Yeah, again,
GG. Nice to see Pinecone doing well as well, actually.
Around for him because again, he was
I'll load the
one of the
volume
ones that I pipped at the beginning of the season for a really solid performance. And
I think that's the
Jonas as well.
That's the only thing with Lat. I think he's just a little bit aggressive at times for his own good, which sometimes is great, but in a lot of situations it doesn't work, and especially in esports. I think it's just all about grip position. If you're too aggressive, there's so much on the line, people will just turn in on you, literally. So.
Boy, that was
these guys are commentating for the bedroom as well.
And if that was a preview of Spa, then I think we are on for a good one coming up next too.
I think you're absolutely right, Justin. Absolutely. Owen Lanauer, obviously he
but Spa's gonna be interesting.
Just unable to hold on to that first place for the final lap.
One-shot quali. I'm predicting
to stop. The gap
I think,
was 1.4
I think like a
with about
0.6 would definitely be pole, but I think a 0.7 would probably be pole, I reckon.
Especially towards the closing stages.
And Iwan, really surprising actually. He's another one that maybe hasn't had the best of seasons so far. He was 5th.
I wish I showed the championship table.
In China, you know, just these kind of like just under the radar kind of performances outside of the
I don't think Luck did anything wrong though.
Netherlands,
I think it was fine.
And outside of the points as well.
Yeah, one-shot quali.
So, 2 points scoring finishes out of the first 4 rounds.
I think a 0.7 would be enough
on the podium or anything like that.
In esports, it was.
And then here he is today.
I think it was a 40-0. Was probably the end. I don't think Rasmussen did a 39.
If I were him, I would be really happy about that performance.
Don't think anyway. No, I don't think he did.
Luck,
it is a
4-0. So close to grabbing that 2nd place on the line. We saw there just going through those final couple of corners. In fact, at the penultimate corner, we just saw this errant front wing of his half trying to get a move up the inside. And the finest of margins for the checkered flag. But he does get 3rd place. It's another podium for him.
And you know, racing on the internet, there's always slight
40.004 was
on his
esports.
Screen, he was probably just ahead.
So
and he is so mad right now.
I think a 40.7. I think the craziest lap I saw in esports throughout the whole season was.
He got beaten by 2 guys that haven't even won a race yet. One guy that hasn't even been on the podium yet until now. So
probably.
I imagine King Lutt is still
maybe Carrollton's lap,
about that
Austria
race
was really good.
You know, his
I think that was a very good lap.
of the season and all that kind of stuff.
I think Rasmussen.
He's not going to get
was really
too
good
beat
as well.
About finishing in the 3rd instead of 2nd, but oh man, you love a side-by-side finish like that. It's typically, you know, the sort of finish that you get.
Oh, Justin
like
Sun. Oh, this guy, the American guy is talking. I've known him for a long time. He used to commentate in AOR, and he's done like esports and stuff before commentary. Like he's one of the best commentators.
As you said, it was so great to see that front wing just sneaking in right at the second there. I saw Iwan just giving space all of a sudden through the penultimate corner. I was like, oh, I think we're about to see.
I'm not gonna lie, I would have loved to have done this Silverstone race. Yeah, I would have. If I could just come in as a wild card, I would have absolutely loved it. But I think next year I actually will legit try and qualify for it. But
before this race,
if I'm not going to be taking a place, then I wouldn't really want to do it because I'll be taking someone else's place who really wants to do it. So maybe as a wild card, if they let me do it, that'd be awesome.
You know, a bit of sunshine poking through.
Yeah, but Justin, I think Justin, Matty G, Welty, who commentates in TSRL now. But those guys are like my favorite commentators. They're super good.
You know, we never know when somebody has just joined the stream. So
Marcel got
that top 6. Yeah, he did. To finish in the top 4, you know, that's just, you know, getting you in the right direction.
If someone does a 0.6 an Xbox on one shot, that's insanely impressive. I think 0.7 would be pole.
Points out of just from the first race today.
I don't think you'll see many 0.6s from people. If someone does, that'd be crazy impressive.
Looking to turn his season around after maybe.
Yeah, that race is good. Kowalski, is that the actual Kowalski? Is that Alessio himself?
Ready to have a chat with us. Of all people, we've got the race winner from.
Yeah, Marcel's lap at Canada wasn't insane because like in practice, so like people's PBs were like 2-3 tenths faster than that, but it's just so hard to hook it up. So hard to hook it up.
I mean, that's your first race win of the season. Obviously, back-to-back podiums for you as well.
I don't play any other racing games at the moment. To be honest, it's just only F1. But
I hope so. I mean, it took
I think that's Chris Parry talking.
But good to finally get one over the line.
I don't know if these guys have to stay in the lobby or if they can actually practice as well.
So I wasn't expecting this, obviously, after qualifying.
Yeah, Ginger Andy as well.
You know, made some good decisions in the race, had pretty strong race pace, was able to reel in Ewan, and then just, you know, making that move on the last lap. So yeah, I'm just happy to have that win. Just, you know,
yeah, mentality is probably everything in esports because everyone is just so fast, and I think everyone's PB is probably within like a 10.5 or 2 tenths of a second. So yeah, it's just all about how relaxed you can be. It's the main thing, I think, to be honest.
So I had older tyres as well, and that's probably about a
never tried Gran Turismo, but I'd really like to try it. Really like to try it.
Really be millimeter perfect. Just keep getting that gap down, keep getting it down, getting it down. You know, not letting him breathe and just. Get that down to a second.
Not sure when 2021 will come out. Hopefully it comes soon because I think a lot of people probably get a little bit burnt out of the game now. So it'd be good for a fresh game to come out, but it'll probably be
And I'm sure Justin.
Yeah, probably like in another 3-4 months. So we've still got a long way to go.
First of all, congratulations, Pinecone. You know.
To get a trophy for your league win a few races ago. Yes, and also Abu Dhabi in TSRL, I got to keep that win because I think Leopard had 8 seconds of penalties, but he still had to keep on 3 seconds of penalty. So I actually won in the end. So I'm happy about that.
All over the place for me. Sometimes it goes really well, sometimes it doesn't go well at all. So
yeah, I think my TSRL trophy, I don't know where it is, somewhere over here.
Not necessarily because of the corner types, but just because the track's so long, you know, so there's several zones where you can do that. So I think
mentality is probably in sport is probably like the toughest thing. Like a lot of people have got the talent for the execution, but to actually make it work is just a completely different thing. I think stewards are looking into a few things at the moment.
Sounds like a solid plan to me. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us. Best of luck at Spa and for the rest of the events, of course.
Yeah, a lot of people are concerned about like EA, but to be honest, I think
especially when they've got a race straight
I think it'd be alright. I think as long as the microtransaction things or for like career mode and things like that, I really don't care. But as long as it's not to play Silverstone online, then that's fine. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case. So, to be honest, I think Codemasters, I think they are a good company, but I think they definitely need help and support. So, the more resources they have available to them, the more they can implement their ideas. Hopefully, have a dedicated server base, a bit more of a refresh of the online, the setups, just the whole thing needs a refresh, I think, in my opinion. I also think that the career mode, that the My Team, needs to be way more immersive than it is as well. So, fingers crossed, EA can. I know EA haven't got a great reputation, but hopefully they can help them in those ways at least.
And it was a pretty close qualifying to begin with going through that. I mean, we had about 0.7 of a second covering the entire field going into the race. So it was always going to be pretty difficult to get up to that top of the order. I mean, well, I'm speaking on my part,
certainly Red Bull.
Not for you.
Yeah, I just hope.
Chandler, take us through that race because it looked a little bit.
The main thing I have issues with the games is just that it feels like
starting with all that traffic behind
there's glitches that repeat year after year.
What was the strategy there?
We've seen it with some things in the game where things just haven't changed or been addressed. I think that's probably the more frustrating thing. So hopefully they can actually deal with patches and queries a lot more, and hopefully just having more people on board in general can just really support them and stuff. So
I think we may have lost him.
That's definitely what I hope for. At least, but as long as microtransactions, I don't really care about that. As long as it's
nice to hear from him, but
not for like actually unlocking tracks that should just be the standard thing, which I don't think it will be. Then it'll be fine, I think.
To take you along, but
I have no idea what EA servers like. I have no idea.
Now to the Belgian Grand Prix. Now we've already spoken to Christopher Parry about that one.
Yeah, the Axe Hunter career mode was pretty insane. Actually, that was really good.
11 laps around this 4 meters and 7 kilometer long circuit.
Not driving because I manage F1 Esports. Oh yes, we're at Spa.
Yes, again, my favorite. I'm gonna say it every day this week.
Right.
I love Spa.
On one round here in WR against Pinecone, Jonas,
great in a racing
left loads of people in him. So
definitely, and obviously
we will see. I think I did. I think I did a 40.5 and those P2 in the grid.
And obviously, there's no short of action here at the Spa Francorchamps circuit in the heart of the Ardennes Forest. So one shot qualifying around this 7 kilometer circuit, and we will.
Right, we're about to see a real onboard lap, I think.
As you can see, 19 turns takes us around the 7 kilometers here at Spa Francorchamps with those 2 DRS zones and plenty of undulation throughout the circuit. It's time to take you for a lap.
Checo will do really well, Red Bull. I really hope he does as well.
Hi, I'm Sergio Perez.
And there he is.
From Racing Point. I love Spa. I think it's a fantastic place. All the fast, fluid corners. The more famous one, I think you know, it's Eau Rouge, but you have to find the time in every single corner. So let's have a look on the onboard.
He's always so weird,
I hope you enjoy it. So here we start the lap, making sure that we get a good turn one. It's so easy to lose 2 tenths.
Do you think you should drive out the pitch yourself out the AI doing it for you?
It's a long way down to
yeah, I think that'd be quite cool. I think we do that. I think a lot more thing like driving actually to the grid and stuff would be pretty good. Doing like a cool down lap and stuff. I think that'd be those little things would definitely be good as well.
Pretty easy. DRS activation there.
Yeah, it sounds so weird.
And again, we arrive into a combination of corners, right, left, very fast chicane. Trying to be precise in both of them. Just touching the white lines, not quite the curves, to make sure you don't upset the car. Very bumpy entry. missing a bit the apex, but getting a good traction. Then combination of fast corners.
I'll lower it down to the end to the race starts.
Pushing hard. Turn 11.
This is my favorite corner. This one.
Fast, using all of the road, inside and outside. Just
yeah, he's just talking so chill, man. It's like he's going to sleep.
Right, left. Very important one to make sure that we are on it, and we are onto the final part of the track.
I swear, like, this track is so different to the game. I think this is the one that people complained about the most. Like the last chicane is like so different to what it is in real life.
Hard to find anything more
compared to the game.
Now we get into the chicane.
Yeah, let's see what it looks like on here compared to real to the game.
So this is a very hard braking zone. We get a bit of traffic, which is not ideal there because of the
it looks quite different.
Produces, and then this is the final place. I hope you enjoy it.
That's a lap then of that Spa circuit, and
yeah, it's so different in real life.
One shot qualifying,
so different.
Of course, only one chance to get that lap.
Right. Oh, this is the nerve-wracking part. One shot quality.
Where the drivers are in the standings, but we won't really know the order.
Antoine needs to bounce back a little bit, so does Jonas. Or Jonas on top at the moment. Antoine there.
Watch out for the exit.
Let's see if anyone about it left it needs a good one.
To that right-hand side wall, descending now towards Eau Rouge, and then up the hill through Radion there, blind over the crest there. You just got to keep that
no one's
down
invalidated so
as you
far.
head away towards the Kemmel Straight. DRS wide open as it gives you plenty of time now for your braking.
Yeah, the track is so different, man.
And Malmedy braking hard then for this right, left, right section over the shoulder shot then of Clenzo as we make our way now through Malmedy through that third part of Les Combes and onwards now towards Bruxelles.
I think Clenzo's invalidated. HX4K's invalidated.
On entry, very easy to lock up a break there if you're not careful. Now
Jonas still top.
Corner, and we jump here to Christopher
Lutz
Parry,
up there as well, Antoine.
Going okay so far for him, I think, for his standards, as we head away to that double left-hander of Pouan, flying the car through there, really testing the limits of those aerodynamics as we now make our way.
Is this the most inaccurate track compared to like the real life is like the most inaccurate to the game, I think, is it?
On towards campus, using those curbs to
so
open up
that's
as much as possible.
doing well.
And now on our way through
what was that mid-sector? I couldn't see that.
Nice and close to the curbs there as well.
I don't know what the sectors are, but I'm going to say
and onwards we go.
I'm going to say 0.7. I'm going to say 40.7. You in some of the good one. He's on top.
As we now make our
He
way
was doing really well
towards that final chicane, as we'll start to see who is going to be on that pole position. Owen Lanauer is going to take us through the final.
Let me know if you want me to increase the volume.
Start finish straight, and Owen Lanauer
only an 8.
Pole position here.
Only an 8.
1 minute 40.8, I think
wow.
that was, as he takes that.
He took it by quite a
position.
distance as well.
Great lap time from Lanauer and pole position for him for Belgian Grand Prix.
I love it. I love the one-shot quality.
Yeah, they're streaming at 1080p, so the quality isn't good.
Great. And you can see their top 30 separated.
Got about a long way, man. If you did a 40, you were in the top 4. What?
Invalidating their lap time. Iwan Lanauer though takes.
Again, I think a lot of people will be really annoyed at that.
Connor Muir in second place.
I've done quite a few one-shots around here, and I did a.
Off that top 3. It's
I normally did like a 41-1 or something like that, but that's without practice, so
I'll turn
it up.
The top 10. Burraps, Pupalicious and Oates rounding off that top 13.
Yeah, one shot has got a lot less grip than short quality, Q3 and stuff, but
lap time. They will have invalidated.
I think a lot of people will be disappointed that they didn't do a 40 as well.
So it's going okay then for one driver in particular. Iwan Lanauer, podium in the last race, pole position for this one.
Yeah, things are going pretty good. It's been a very
I thought 0.7. I said 0.7 or 0.6. 0.6 would have been a pole by like 2 tenths.
I did have a quick look at the forecast.
Yeah, one lap quality, you have a lot less pace.
So it wasn't saying that we were going to be getting any sort of rain or
normally
anything
say it's like
that. We'll have to see
probably 2
how
or
that
3
actually
tenths,
works out. But
something like that,
again, I really just want to touch on the one-shot qualifying. It was really interesting to see the names and the way that they were shaking up. You could see
pole's not that important around here
in Sector 1, aka low downforce, who was fast in Sector 2, aka higher downforce, who was faster in Sector 3, all of those kinds of things. Right. I saw Chandler Saito was way up. He was doing really well. I had my eye on him because we had interviewed him. He was way up in like the top 5 or something like that, and then kind of lost several positions right through the bus stop chicane. So I think maybe a small mistake from him. He could be one to watch potentially.
Well, he will be one to watch potentially, as well as Christopher Parry. We saw him start in that mid-pay through the top 10. And of course, Iwan Lanauer, one to watch as well. Pole position for this race. We count up those lights now to start this Belgian Grand Prix. It is 5 red lights. And we're racing at Spa. One of the starts. A good start then from Lanauer, and a great start there from Mikko Hautajoki. We're almost going 3 wide.
Let's go around the outside.
For the very first time, as you can see, they're trying to file their way through, try and get there through as cleanly as possible.
Lanauer
takes
P2
the lead.
from P4.
Now goes all the way up
into
second
position.
place. There's a fantastic start from him as Conor Muir rounds off the top 3. We now make our way over the crest then through Eau Rouge and over
be aggressive.
as we make our way for the first time down the Kemmel Straight. And of course, Lanauer here will try and break the slipstream as much as possible. Everyone trying to get that slipstream towards Les Combes for the very first time, trying to file our way through once again through that left, right, left section, or right, left, right, whichever order you want to say it.
Damage from that.
We now descend our way towards
Pinecone's going down the inside, I'll find a yard.
Christopher Parry, who tried to get a move done on Mikko Hautajoki. Meanwhile, we're seeing that Thibaut Suna is putting Jonas Rutten under a little bit of pressure, going through Bruxelles as we now go through
There's no carnage.
Onwards now towards the double left-hander off Huan. We
Oates is not having a good race again.
Zach Oates there, yellow flags in sector 2. He's gone all the way down to 16th place. We'll try and see what happened to him earlier on in this race.
He's high in the championship as well, so this is really not good for him.
If we got that shot, we'll be able to try and see what happened. But for now, he's all the way down in 16th place. Otherwise, the other 15 drivers have got off the line well.
That is back-to-back opening lap issues.
Yeah, Oates having a nightmare round.
Really
Absolute
unfortunate. So demoralizing when that happens.
Yeah, I think he's P3, P4. He was in the championship.
The racing up the front. Commiserations to Cinco.
So Lutz in the best position right now. P2 is where you want to be in this race. You can make the overcut work really well around here as well. So if I was Lutz, I would probably just stick behind. But track position is quite important as well.
Trying to get it nice and close to the back of that rear wing, that's for sure. But Iwan Lanauer leads the way from Caden Lutt and Conor Muir there in 3rd place. That's Brown.
Come on, Brown. Get your elbows out.
In time, Desalewski is trying to get past Mikko Hautajoki as we now make our way down the hill towards Eau Rouge and Radion once again. As the key here is the Kemmel Straight. The DRS is not activated yet. It will be activated next time around. So for now, they've only got slipstream and ERS to use to try and get past the car ahead as they can now file their way down that Kemmel Straight. We've got Brown here, who's looking once again very optimistically down the inside of Desalewski there, but he backs out of it, doesn't think about it anymore.
No, I'm not sure what happened.
Just realises it's not quite time just yet to try a move there.
Descending down from the highest point on the circuit now through that downhill right-hander. It's another like kind of left field corner, actually, very similar to left field. Just a right-hander that just seems to go on and on and on. But everybody making their way through, no problems at all. Only lap 2.
I don't know if Ewan's trying to get out the DRS, or he's
bordering on the second. To get even crazier.
If he can get out the DRS,
once the DRS gets activated,
that would be really good.
But
I think when I won round here, I had Lutt and left it behind me.
Just over a second to CRT Lutt in second position, so I wonder if Iwan is looking to break away nice and early on. Here's that replay maybe of what happened at the beginning.
Oh, there you can see that was Oates on the left-hand side there, so we got all out of shape there. We didn't quite see the start of what happened.
Don't know what happened to him.
See John Evans trying to get a move down the inside in towards Bruxelles and trying to fight his way through all the way through it, so then no doubt through Claude. But yeah, we didn't quite see what happened to the start of Oates there, but we did see the ending where he was just on that left-hand side going through Les Combes all over the grass. So not really sure how he got there.
People pitting already?
Lutt closed in a whole lot after
they could be really powerful. The medium to soft is very powerful around here as well. Super powerful.
Leading the way. He's closed right up to within 7 cents actually. So lots of cars into the pits. Actually, 4 cars into the pits at the end of lap 2. 9 laps they'll have to do on that next stint. HX4K and Cinco's both in on lap 1.
Oh no, Ewan hasn't got out of it. It's just
such
a risk to try and get out of the DRS because you just have to use so much DRS. It's crazy.
Especially if you've got a wounded car, that's for sure. But Lanauer still leads the way.
No, I can't fix a quality power project. It's not my stream.
Rounding off the top 4 and Mikko Hautajoki in 5th place.
They're streaming in 1080p.
Thibaut Brown, you're watching there tackle Bruxelles. He's going through in 7th place. Jonas Rutten in 8th place. But meanwhile, we join John Evans as he now takes over 11th place. My apologies against Thibaut Suna. He now moves up 1 position away from
Thibaut Suna had a really good last round.
I think. Made 1 pit stop.
I think he won in
so they don't want to be battling each other too much. Otherwise, they'll lose all that time they could possibly gain using this undercut.
Exactly that. Yeah, they got to be really smart about when and how.
Yeah, I
they
think
make these
because having an
moves.
ultra wide
Saita
screen,
in the
it
background
just
there,
doesn't fit in
coming
properly.
under
as well.
attack from his compatriot.
So yeah, I think it's a bit.
all over the back of that.
That's one of the downsides of an
like
ultra wide screen.
Possibly wants to try and make an overtake at a place that I would typically call not an overtaking location, and these guys love doing that. They love making me look like a fool
Yeah,
and
I think
overtaking
everyone's
at
just used
places
to
that I
4K and
would
stuff.
normally say are not places that you would expect to see overtakes. Look at Hoopalicious just climbing all over the back of Saita. He is on the soft compounded tires, whereas the Renault is on the medium, so that could
he's
explain
pitting.
the
Lutz
pace
pitted.
difference that we are seeing as we go on
Ewan's
board with that racing
continued.
point.
We're on board now as Caden Luck comes into the pit, so too does Ruben.
I don't think
and,
he'll
I think
get
that's,
much of an undercut.
Korapi as well, as we're riding
It's
on board
it'd be
with
interesting to
Hoopalicious
see where
try
these
and
soft
move
runners
down
come
in
out.
towards the chicane. No, not quite, but Saita there just misses his braking point just a little bit, misses the apex there, and that is really an invitation for Jaden Munoz here in this racing point to try and have
Yeah,
a
have to
move
be
down
16 for the
inside. He just
Challengers.
didn't quite have the momentum there. It's almost like the opportunity came at him a little bit too late. He'd already committed to
That's
the
already
corner.
come out
Miko
pits.
Hautayoki though, he's right on the back of Pinecone. There you can see just ahead, Caden Lutz has rejoined in 8th place ahead of John Evans, so that was crucial. So he's now 3.5
Lutz
seconds
in a
up
good
the
position.
road. So that undercut
I don't know how
hasn't quite
fast he'll
for
be on
John
the end
Evans, but he was battling along that lap. Jonas Rutten we're riding on board with trying to get past Thibaut Suna, but Suna has that little bit of DRS, and you can see how late on the brakes Rutten is. Just try and slow that car down. He's really confident out there on how this car stops.
That's not good racing for
That
Oates.
was scary the way it came up on him, honestly. Yeah, this is why we're commentators and not racing drivers.
Yeah, Jonas hasn't had a good pit stop there.
Really terrified me, and I probably would have made a huge mistake. But then again, I wouldn't even be here if I were trying to qualify for this. I certainly would have been one of those weeded out from participating in this
Ewan surely comes
competition,
in
no
this
doubt
lap.
about it. But
Has to
Jonas
come in.
Rutten just rejoined, just
Lutz
fed
in a really
into
good
this
position. He's
battle,
got a lot of
actually,
clear
into
air.
11th position on this brand new set of
But I
medium
don't
compound
think
tires.
he
So he's got
will
slightly
gain
fresher tires
that
compared to
much.
the cars
I don't
around him,
think.
which could end up being a benefit.
If
We've
you
talked
get
about it
pits.
before. You know, any benefit you can get in F1
He won't be
esports
held
is
in the
gonna
pits
be
either,
beneficial, but
'cause all the cars
that
behind
kind of
him
benefit,
aren't gonna
one
be ahead
lap
of him.
fresher tires, especially on mediums, isn't going to have a massive difference. You know, it may just be a placebo effect. It may just be the encouragement that he needs to send one up the inside on Thibaut Suna here into the bus stop. No, I tried to make that segue come off really fancy, but no, it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, I don't think Rutten got your memo there of you wanted that to happen. But we've got Lanauer in the pits alongside with Connor Muir. We've also got Hautayoki in the pits as well as Zaleski. But they now exit the pit lane. And of course, when you're exiting the pit lane, you don't have the same momentum.
Yeah, Luck didn't gain that much on you
Radion
at all.
and then down the Kemmel Straight. So you've got to be really picky about when and where you make
really
your
didn't
pit
gain that
stop
much,
here,
I told
because
you.
we now go
The
over
other-
Radion and
the undercut's not that powerful
right
right here.
on John
It's
Evans.
really
They're
not
going to
that
go
powerful.
side by side down the Kemmel Straight. Zaleski's not hanging about with that one. He's got the move done then on John Evans and moves now up into 6th place through Laycom. So that's a move he needed to get done, and he has done it now.
And this is getting really congested now in that sort of lower top 10, just outside the top 10 field. Again, lots of cars within DRS
Luck
range.
can just
but,
afford to sit
here
in
is
his
your
DRS.
championship leader.
If I was
Luck
Ewan,
in
I'd
third
probably-
position at the moment. Running
It's
very,
hard,
very
man.
close behind.
It's hard right here. I think around here it's definitely better
it's
to
very similar to what
not
we
be
saw
leading on the last
already.
lap.
So they are
Try and
at
get
it once
past on the
again,
main
leading,
first main
let's
straight
go
and then use all
another
your ERS
round
in the
with
second
these
part.
two.
I
But
think
you
it's
have
probably
to
the best
say,
thing to do.
so far in this race.
Yeah, he was already in the
successful.
DRS zone
Lutt has
anyway.
been able to close down the gap after
He's
nearly,
like literally the
falling
same
outside
gap,
of the
so-
DRS range, but Iwan just
But in a
really
50%
seems
race,
in
like having fresher tyres is big around here, but in a 25%, it's not going to make a
That's
much
at
difference.
some point in this race. And just as I say that, he does enter the pit lane then to make his mandatory pit stop with these dry weather tyres. Of course, you have to use two.
Yeah, as long as
different
EA
compounds out of the three
stuff is like
available.
all for cosmetic,
So,
then it's
Elwan
fine. As long as
Lanauer
it's not
should
fractional.
take over the lead of that race. It's 15.2 seconds. You don't
Performance
lose a lot
things,
of
it's
time in comparison to other circuits here in the pit lane at Spa, but I don't think 15 seconds is enough to stay ahead.
I don't know if Ewan's
of
trying to
Lanauer.
get
We
out
now
his
make our way
DRS zone.
in towards
Probably
the
not a
source
good
hairpin
idea,
for the sixth
'cause
time
it's
in
probably
this
not gonna
race.
happen.
So Caden Lutt then trying to
But luckily they've got
follow,
quite a big gap to
Owen Lanauer through the way
Pinecone
through there. You can see
left
just
it
in the
behind.
background Pinecone rejoining onto the track. Whereabouts does he rejoin? Well, he's
Max
rejoining
Kellerman
fourth
is
place
up
at
to
the moment,
say
just
Antoine
ahead
used to
of
call
Hautayoki
Anthony.
and
Yes,
just
it is.
behind Connor Muir as they
It
now
is
make their
indeed.
way over the crest and towards the Kemmel Straight. Now, the thing is for Christopher Parry, he will have a bit of DRS. He might fancy his chances here down the inside of Lake Com.
He's
He
using
does
all of
fancy
his
his
DRS.
chances and takes back that position. And Christopher Parry on a charge and now into those
What's happened to
podium
Brown?
places as we see more battling behind.
And with those fresh tires as well. But yeah, look at that. Oh, Saita and Hoopalicious once again side by side. Saita's going to come out on top in that battle, but it looks like the Racing Point coming back at him into turn 10. They've also got the Toro Rosso, the Alpha Tauri behind as well, looking to get involved in this battle. But Hoopalicious maintains that 12th place position. Can't get past Chandler Saita.
Yeah, I think it's just lots to lose, to be honest. He's probably just going to save the ERS for the last lap.
And go down the hill. But once again, Saita and Hoopalicious just completely inseparable. But
brand new gearbox of real money, yeah. Career mode, you might have to actually replace engines with like a $5 or something like that. Like get a brand new engine or something like that.
I imagine
people will probably do that, to be honest.
And see if they can start overtaking some of the cars ahead.
Yeah, in that sense, you want to try and work together with someone, but
who's your favourite driver? I don't have a particularly favourite driver. I just have drivers I prefer, like Ricardo, Leclerc, Verstappen.
Not for any teams.
People
there are
really, to be honest.
no team points in this series. It's driver only. So you're only caring about yourself. You're only wondering what you're going to do. So Lanaua leads the way as we're going side by side here. This is Hoopalicious and Barats going side by side through the final chicane, side by side on the exit as well. And Jaden Munoz here, I think he has just about got ahead of Barats here. No, he hasn't. Barats has held on then, going in towards La Source as the camera there misled me.
Yeah, Mr. Jan Jr. I manage the esports team, so
staying behind Barats
I'm not a driver, so there's no point in being in this.
Towards Eau Rouge and up Radion, but Hoopalicious here will have another chance with some DRS. And
yeah, my team, I just feel like it's not really a proper game mode. I just feel like
slightly, and Barats
it's
here will have a little bit of DRS. And
just a career mode with custom liveries and change of names and stuff and custom avatars.
Have a look at the inside here. No, not quite.
It needs to be like that Alex Hunter thing or like FIFA or 2010 career mode. Jonas penalty.
Time penalty for Jonas Reuten. 3-second time penalty for Hoopalicious as well.
That's not good. He's out the top 10.
Barats, it looks like that might
cannot. In esports, you cannot afford to get a penalty.
On the bubble just outside.
And the level is insane as well. Like you cannot afford to get a penalty.
If Hoopalicious does make that overtake now, he needs to build a 3-second gap.
Yeah, I'm not convinced by my team. Like, I know a lot of people find that controversial, but for me,
and they've only got a little more than 4 laps to go. So
it's not a new game mode. It's just a customizable career mode. And I know that's what it's meant to be, but there's no story element to it, which I think should be.
Somewhere out on track, but
I think that needs to
improve. Since he got that penalty, he has started to fall behind a little bit.
Yeah, there's no immersion.
Just tries to extend that gap a little bit more, and that's
Jonas is so fast, but I think one thing he'll agree on is that he definitely gets too many penalties. I think.
Yeah, it's so easy.
Like,
that is very close for Barats.
Like 50% races is even harder to not get a penalty, so that's why I've always worked so hard to not make sure when I practice, I'm practicing so I don't get a penalty.
It's not just the rainy conditions that can cause the back end to get all squirrely on you.
I think it's just so important.
This is Antoine Desilewski. This was
Rise Racing, how's your day been? Been very good, man. Been very, very good. Busy, but very, very good.
Onto the Camel Straight. And he's within DRS.
Yeah, I think CLG he's definitely got esports potential, definitely for sure. I think he just needs to go to PC. If people want to be serious about esports, then they probably need to go to PC and compete against the very, very top guys there, because that's the platform you're going to be playing. It's a very, very different platform. I think, although his lap at Silverstone was very good, I think he definitely still needs to. He seems to have tracks that he's particularly strong at in qualifying. That's fair to say that Silverstone, he seems to be very strong there, but then he did a 41 here, I think, or something like that. So I think in esports you can't afford to do that.
It's terrifying on a qualifying.
Pinecone's in the top 3. He's having a good race.
We'll have to wait and see. But another replay here, and this is Caden Lutt then.
Rise Racing, thank you, bro. Thank you very much,
Owen Lanaua. They go side by side down the Camel Straight, and Caden Lutt says, "Thank you very much. I'll take over that race lead from you on lap 8." As the
I do watch football. I watch Arsenal,
and takes over the lead of the race.
Messi or Ronaldo? Messi all day. There's no even debate about that.
He's out, and he looks like he's lost it there.
Oh, right. Left it. A penalty again? Is that a 3-second penalty?
And it is a really.
But the thing is, Jonas is going to be outside the top 10, and left-it will be inside the top 10, but he will lose. Anton's disconnected!
He does retire from this Belgian Grand Prix.
What happened to him before? I missed that. Completely missed that. What happened to him?
With only 3 laps to go.
Oh my God.
Is in second place. Christopher Parry in third. Miko Hautayoki in fourth. Conor Muir in 5th place. He does have a penalty next to his.
That's not what you want.
That has got to hurt for Antoine Desilewski coming into this event.
Yeah, Lut is really fast, but I think he just needs to be really fast at all tracks, not just particular tracks. I think it's not at enough tracks.
That's really got to hurt. He's well ahead. He's got points in the championship.
Antoine, what happened to him?
Oh, we've got replay. This is exactly what happened with him. You can see that looks like
a wheel failure.
Issue, if you ask me,
that looks like a wheel failure.
Disconnection, something along those lines. He just went straight on into the wall.
JKB has that all the time. Is that a wheel failure?
It looked like he was just a passenger. So really unfortunate for him. It's going to be 2 championship points that he's coming away with this week.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think you can take it on the chin if it's a driver error. If it's a mistake you've made, you can.
I don't think that's a driver error. I think it's wheel.
That did look like an equipment failure for him, and you just go straight on. There's absolutely nothing you can do to stop that.
God, I've had that example. I know how that feels. That is pain.
From 6th place of the race, he has retired. But we've got 3 laps to go, 2 and a bit if you are picky. Caden Lutt leads the way by just over half a second from Owen.
This is the race you don't want your wheel to disconnect, man.
In the Xbox side of Esports Challengers, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Pinecon wants to win this race. He's going to have to overtake. Lutz in the lead,
it would be pretty nuts if the 3rd event was where we saw all of the repeat winners happen for this series. That would be pretty
This
crazy.
is the worst time for your wheel to fail.
Yeah,
I've never had that kind of failure. I've already had that when I've rejoined the lobby.
But
he seems to be having a few issues with his internet and stuff as well.
Now into the top 10.
He won't be happy.
Antoine Dezaluski's retirement. But then also he's going to gain another position as a result of Jonas Reuten's.
Yeah, Fanatec, they are great wheels, but
going to benefit from that one. And
they definitely need to be a little bit more reliable.
With the
I think a lot of people say that.
At the end of this race, if he's able to hold on to this position, but actually he's looking to possibly.
I haven't had my wheel disconnect. My only time my wheel is disconnected is when I've lagged out of a lobby, and if I completely disconnect from the game and go back in, sometimes it doesn't work. But ever since I've had the Xbox Series X, I've had no issues whatsoever. So Antoine, if you don't have the Xbox Series X, I would recommend it.
A case for HX because he's on soft tyres, 7-lap old soft tyres.
Get a wide connection and get a Series X. That's the only thing you can do.
See there, Cora P really struggling to keep those tyres in check, and he can see Chandler Saiter ahead of him. This is his chance to score his first point of the series. This will mean so much.
Yeah, I used to have that issue with Fanatec as well, where if it's disconnected from the lobby or game, join back in. Sometimes I have to restart my wheel 2 or 3 times, but ever since I've had the Series X, I've never had that issue. But you don't need a Fanatec. Honestly, you do not need a Fanatec. Just because a lot of people use it doesn't mean
but he's showing here he had the
I
pace
think
all along
there's a lot of people use Logitech Thrustmaster. I think Thrustmaster is the best overall, in my opinion, for best value, in my opinion.
Which is unfortunate for him because actually,
I think Fanatec's a fair pricing point because the materials you use and stuff as well, but Fanatec just has no competition. You have Fanatec Thrustmaster, just a bit outdated, and don't make enough products on a regular.
Now has got the move done then, down in towards La Source.
Oh, what's happening here?
For the 11th time, we are on.
Did he let him go? He let him go on purpose, I think. Yeah, he let him go on purpose.
Over the crest of Rayon and down the Kemmel Straight. Will Caden have a run back here? He'll have the DRS this time.
I did this in Tierra Spa where I let someone go. I think Viper go.
Takes the lead. He had taken away from him.
Yeah, he's got this. Easy.
And he's now into the lead of this race. And Christopher Parry here looks on. He's up 2 positions from his qualifying position. He wants to make that up 3, and he'll want to go back-to-back podium.
Yeah, Thrustmaster are releasing a new wheel. Oh!
Towards Brazil.
Side
by side they run then. Was there a bit of contact? They're still running side by side.
Oh, well, that's one.
X corner, you can see Lanau has the inside line, and Pinecone just can't quite find that way through.
Oh, don't do that.
Another
don't go
maybe,
there.
Surely not side by side through.
They both haven't got much GRS.
Why is he using it here?
Why is he using it there?
The two of these drivers, and Caden Lutt up ahead.
Why didn't you save it for the back straight?
Between himself and Lanauer as we now make our way through the closing stages.
Why is he using it there?
Make our way through campus and then through Stavalo.
He's not going to get it.
Well, Caden Lutt only has a couple of kilometres to go now to grab his second race win of the series. His last win came
unless he's got better straight on speed with the wings.
Number 2, event number 1, all the way back in 2020. He could have
unless
a
he goes for a dive
to get himself onto
I don't think he'll risk it.
Once again, he's only got the bus stop chicane to go. Lanauer and Christopher Parry will surely battle towards the line.
If he saved his overtake that last straight, he could have gone.
But meanwhile, Caden Lutt will get a great exit and make his way towards the line to take his second race win of F1 Esports Challengers. Lenoir for the second time in 2 races.
Yeah,
finishes
top
in
3
second
reverse
place.
from Silverstone. Good point.
Back-to-back podiums. This time it's a 3rd
Yeah,
place.
why is Pinecone
Nico
using it there?
in 4th
Like,
place.
if you used it all the back straight, it would have been
with,
fine.
Connor
Would have
Muir
been
dropping
fine.
down to 6th
And if I was
place.
him, I wouldn't have
Brown in
used,
7th, John Evans
unless he
in
was
8th,
reload
Simon
going to the last
Sizer in
lap, I
9th,
would have just
Jonas
saved it
Rutten
all for that back
beating
straight.
at the line there to 10th place, and Andrew Korapi.
GG boys.
So close. to
Yeah,
his
reverse
first point
top
of the
3.
season, but 11th place for him.
Didn't find the
with
arm.
Clear
Did he
in
come
12th,
4th as well
Clenzo
with
13th.
Silverstone?
We're just
I think he
waiting
came
for
top
the
5,
2
didn't he?
Drivers there, Clenzo and Oates, to make their way across
Yeah, I don't know what
the
Pinecone is doing
start-finish
there.
line. And now
No
it's
idea.
Oates, so we've got about 20 seconds to wait till he gets to the line. But fair play to him. He
GG.
could have left after the first lap.
Fair play,
if he really
boys.
wanted to,
Fair
but he
play.
stayed in this
So,
race, showed
I
that
think
level of
it's...
commitment. There were 2 retirements around
Yeah,
him, so
Lutz
he
had a
actually
good
finished
round.
in
Ewan and
14th
Pinecone,
place.
those 3 have
But
had very
his
strong
second
rounds,
race
so
win
I
of
think
the
it's Luck
season,
comfortably in the
Caden
lead
Luck,
now.
the series leader,
And
just
I
makes
think
that gap to the
Oates
top.
Antoine,
Ever so much
Jonas
bigger.
have
What
had
a
poor
race for
rounds
him.
by their
Yeah,
standards.
huge congrats.
Lefty did alright in the end,
Absolutely
P6, but I think
well-deserved,
at Silverstone he won't be happy about
the drivers
I'm
of the
sure.
series that we've had, no doubt about it. Fully deserves to be in the championship position that he finds himself in. So, yeah, congrats to him. Commiserations to Burraps, though.
No, I didn't do it.
Just missing.
Yeah,
out
I'm being a
on his first
backseat driver today.
championship
That's
point.
what I'm being.
Congrats
Feels
to
good
Chandler
to be a
Saito,
backseat driver rather than be actually
back-to-back
driving.
points finishes today for event 3. I imagine he's going to be happy about that one.
Yeah,
but,
again, yeah,
the big
Antoine, nothing
story
he could
here,
do
no
there.
doubt
Nothing
about
he
it,
could do,
is
to be honest. He
Caden
got disconnected at
becoming
Silverstone, and then
the
he
second
looks like
person
Will
to
disconnected
get
there, so...
2 wins in the
Yeah,
F1
you got to feel
Esports
for him, man.
Challengers
It's
series.
not a good place. Not a good place to do it.
Deserves that. He will
Yeah.
continue
Anyway,
to lead the championship.
that is going to be it.
Oh,
I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want me to do this again. I probably won't do it for PC tomorrow, but I will probably just watch it anyway. But I will do it for next time for Xbox. Hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully it's something a little bit different. It's actually quite nice to just chill, just answer some questions and stuff, and just rather than me be stressed in a race, me actually having a nice time actually watching it. So thank you so much for supporting my channel. Thank you for everything, and I will catch you very soon.
Grand Prix here in F1
Peace.
Esports Challengers. It is Caden Lutt who takes his 2nd race win of the series from 4th place on the grid. Owen Lenoir takes 2nd place, and it is Christopher Parry who takes 3rd place to round up.
We go, but in the middle.